Hello folks, and welcome back to the Mickelson Racing channel. Today we're going to get the 240 back into the garage and start working on it finally. Battery's charged up. Let's try to get this thing started and drive it into the garage so we can start working on this sucker. Well, we're trying to get the 240 out of the race trailer and we are already freaking stuck. So, in all my genius, we are backed into the snowbank here. We can't back up or go forward, and we can't put the trailer door up because the car is still on it. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Pretty awesome. Already off to a good start, but we're gonna try to yank the 240 over this way via the Trailblazer SS, and hopefully that'll work. That's all ice, so I'm expecting it to slide okay, but this is also all ice, so I'm hoping I'll be able to tow it out of the way that way. I don't know, we're gonna see what happens. We just want to get the car out of here and into the garage. It's supposed to blizzard tomorrow, a couple inches of snow and a 60-mile-an-hour wind, so it'd be really awesome if we could just get this freaking thing out of here and in the garage. We are here with Zeus. Say hey, fellas. And we are working on the 240SX back here, the project that everybody voted to work on. So a lot of you guys said to work on the Super Duty first because that's my tow rig and therefore probably the most important. I've got parts on the way. We're going to get that thing sorted out hopefully sooner than later. And I think I've got something figured out on what's going on with the transmission on the Super Duty. Zeus is here helping us. He kind of likes this car, I think. He's helped me all along the way with this car, but we got to do front accessories. And here's what we got going on. So we've got a new crankshaft pulley. We've got a new alternator. We've got a new power steering pump. We've got a new power steering pump pulley. And we've got all the accessories, brackets and all that stuff, hardware, spacers, you name it, to put all that stuff on our LS swapped 240SX. This is a 5.3 liter LS engine. It's out of a 2001 pickup truck or Suburban or whatever. And we've got to put a shorter accessory driver on it. So shorter so it doesn't stick out and get into the radiator. We want it to be shorter rather than longer, which is what the truck stuff is. So we got to take off all the pickup stuff and put on this F-body kit. So this is a like 98 to 2002 Camaro or Pontiac Trans Am F-body accessories system, and I'm using as much GM stuff as I possibly can. Power steering pumps GM, pulleys GM, alternators GM, damper or crankshaft pulley is GM, and then we've got ICT billet stuff to mount it to the engine because it's cleaner, less bulky, and it relocates the alternator to a more swap friendly position. Let's just freaking get started. Oh, and I've got this sweet puller, damper puller. Everybody said to use it for LS style whatever dampers, I guess. So that's what we ordered. I've never used this before, so we'll see how it goes. Well, the first step here is going to try to get this damper bolt loose. I tell you what, this damper bolt is tight as all heck. I had my breaker bar, and then I had this like 3-foot chunk of pipe, and I was still using both hands and just about all my strength to loosen that sucker. Freaking tight. But we got it. And the damper or the crank pulley, whatever you guys call it, I'm not sure what the proper name is off. I'm not sure how many miles are on this thing, but it's a pickup 5.3, so I'm sure all of 200,000 at least. But we're going to put this here pulley on, which is an F-body, I think, or GTO or something. I don't know. It's supposed to line up with all these freaking things. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. We've got this sweet... Where did I put that? Here it is. We've got this sweet damper installer kit thing. So what do we got here? 2 washers, a piece of threaded rod, and a nut. Nice. Hopefully I didn't pay a lot of money for that. Really good packaging too. But anyway, that's our damper installer kit. So we're gonna run that in and start going to town. raced, I think. I put the car in 5th gear so it have the most load on it, and then was able to get a pretty okay torque on that. I reused the old bolt. Let me know if you're able to do that. I've got no idea. I just stuck the thing in there. And then we're just getting started to lay this ICT billet accessory kit in here. So we've got this thing just one bolt holding it in right now. And then we're just reading the directions on how we got to get this ICT billet thing in here. So we get all this hardware, we get an idler pulley with an adapter and directions and another bracket and whatever. All these spacers too that they give you. I like these because they give you the measurements on the side, so you can easily tell what bolt needs to go where if you're any sort of mechanically inclined whatsoever. So I like that. That's nice. All this stuff should bolt right on there. Anyway, we're going to keep working away and see if this stuff goes in. Very unfortunate mishap, folks. My fault. I did it. So here's our ICT billet kit for a 98 to 02 Camaro or GTO. So I ordered all the accessories for a 98 to 02 Camaro or GTO. Basically F-body accessories. F-body alternator, F-body power steering, F-body pulleys, everything ready to go. Well, this kit uses a Corvette power steering pump. So I ordered the F-body power steering pump and reservoir. This kit uses the Corvette power steering pump and reservoir. My fault. I should have read the directions before ordering parts. I didn't. So here we are. I can't finish the front accessory kit for you guys today. Great. But I did get the alternator mounted up. We will have to slide the power steering pump into the bottom and reassemble the rest and then mount the reservoir when that comes in. So that was about a $150 mistake. My fault. No big deal. We'll get the right parts coming and we'll install that later. In the meantime, we can install this other ICT billet fun accessory. So this is the belt tensioner kit that goes on the other side of the engine, on this side. And it basically allows you to tension the belt because this kit is fixed and there's no way to tension the belt on this side, so you have to get something somewhere else to tension the belt. So we opted for the belt tensioner kit that goes on that side. So we're just going to bolt all this stuff up and then hope that everything lands in the right spot. I believe that this is the right stuff I need. It's for a Camaro F-body manual belt tensioner kit. So we're going to throw this on there and hope that it goes smoother than the other one. Well, all right, that kit actually went really smoothly. Belt tensioner kit is right here, mounts off the water pump. Utilizes some spacers in here, and then boom, we've got quite a bit of adjustment actually. And you can even stick your ratchet in the back side, and then you adjust it to where you need. Then there's a bolt on the back side, and then the Allen on the front side that then locks in your adjustment. And that is a lot of adjustment, folks. That is a lot of adjustment, so I'm happy with that. We can run as short a belt as we need. The shorter the belt, the less deflection there is, so we're gonna need that. Less deflection, the better. I'm a little upset that we didn't have the stuff to finish this, but that is my fault. I ordered the parts, I didn't read the directions. Can only blame me. I'm feeling good about this belt placement though. If you see, we've got pretty decent alignment between our tensioner pulley, our crankshaft, and our alternator way up here. So I'm just eyeballing right now, but it looks pretty good. We haven't had alignment ever since we bought the car, so that's that's happy. That's good news. Our water pump seems to be in the right spot. Our GTO, I think, harmonic balancer damper thing is good. And then our alternator seems to be in a good spot too. So that's all good. That's about all I got for that for now. Fries are done. So we got some good news. We dropped the radiator in, and this thing is looking pretty good. Look at all the room we have down there between our accessories and a radiator. There's a lot of it, and I'm really stoked about that. Pretty pleased with the fitment of that. I do have a radiator hose kit that's made specifically for this radiator to an LS engine. And check out the sweet shroud with electric fans. I'm stoked. This is a Mishimoto, I believe is how you pronounce it, radiator and fan assembly. And that is going to be freaking awesome. That's going to keep this thing nice and cool. I'm excited about that. That's a nice piece, actually. I'll just have to make some brackets for these mounts, and then just get them down onto this, I don't know what you want to call it, radiator support, I suppose. We'll use the Mortske metal over there to just fab up some brackets. We'll do a little step down, and then we'll bolt it down right here where the factory bolts are on each side, and that'll look nice and clean, almost like it's supposed to be there. So pretty excited about that. And then we'll just have to wire up our electric fans, but that fits really well. I just set it in there just to look for the first time, and that fits freaking awesome in there. Also, with some other news, this is exciting. If you guys like hackery, you're gonna love this. So when you turn the ignition switch on in this car, nothing happens at all. You can turn the headlights on and the hazards, and that's all that works. Nothing else works in this car. And so I was doing some wire tracing, trying to figure out what in the heck is going on with this stinking ignition switch. Why won't anything work? Well, I removed our cover, and then I crawl in under the dash and I unplug this connector, and look at this freaking hackery that we have going on. So we have a spliced wire in here, and then we've got these things twisted together that are loose. I can physically move them, so that's really promising. Then we have this, I don't even know what this is. Is that like a hack plug where you can plug a spade terminal into it maybe? I don't know. That is real bad. Don't like that at all. And then, if that wasn't enough, we got this black and white wire with a butt splice on it, with a wire coming out of it going to who knows where. And then we've got all of this melted butt splice plastic goodness, melted insulation right up in here. I mean, that can't get much worse. So, yeah, man, there's some freaking hackery going on. Luckily, I Googled it, and that part of the ignition switch is only $11 on eBay. So guess what? It's already on the way. We're getting that sucker. It's coming along with our Corvette power steering pump and reservoir for this kit. So we're going to get that all sorted out. And hopefully we're going to be on our way to being somebody and getting somewhere and getting part of this list that we've got knocked out. You can see our Caprice Sick Week list is done. Well, guess what? Right up here, we have an LS240 list. That's not a complete list. That is just a I started on it list. So we got to get that sucker done. Baby steps. We did pretty good on the accessories kit. I'm feeling good about the way that things are lining up. I got to call ICT Billet, figure out what pulley to use, and then we'll be well on our way with that. Radiator fits nicely. I think we've got a solution coming for our wiring problems with this car. Overall, really pleased about how it's coming along and how it's going. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe right here in the corner of this video. And we'll see you next week on the Mickelson Racing channel.